Welcome to 20 Frames, it's the home of below average pool, and today we bring you the final of the golden ticket event. This is to secure free entry into next season as we pay an entry fee for the prize money. Put your balls first, you get 5 points, second 3, third 2 points, fourth 1 points, and fifth gets absolutely nothing. The last frame is going to be worth double points, and us scrubs in Division 2, the lowest of the low, the useless players, get a 10-point head start. Very much needed 10-point head start. We saw in the first semi-final, Chris, Gary and Lou got through to continue on into the final, and semi-final 2 saw Darran and Joe also qualifying, and Mark just missing out a point below Lou. Doesn't quite make his spot into the final there, unfortunately for him. And so we see, as I said, Louis, Darran, Gary, Chris and Joe, and Gary's at the table there playing the pinks, as we just saw him put one down, and he's may have snookered himself here. I think he's going to have to come off of the cushion to the right there, although I don't think the route is as easy as it should be, as that black does appear to be blocking the way. Can he make it past? He's going to narrowly miss it round the back of those balls. No loo balls! Saved himself a quid at least, but there's no hit. That is a foul, and a foul means that Chris gets to put his ball down anywhere on the table. He's obviously going to opt behind his awkward ball. That purple at the top there. He's going to tuck that into the middle pocket. No, he's not. The cursed jaws. It's actually the other side that is the cursed pocket, but we could say it for Chris's sake, as that was a pretty poor attempt. And Joe doing his best impression of some sort of monkey as he comes to the table, looking at his options. He's going to tuck it in behind. He's going to be a bit of a bugger, leaving Lou absolutely nothing on. It's really nasty plays from Joe there, but in doing so, he has put one of his balls relatively safe on the cushion. So, who's the bigger fool? We'll see if Lou can get out of this. Lou, well, is probably just going to smash it, and I've arrived. It's me. Someone good looking for a change. Just to clarify, when I said I've arrived, I meant I walked in through the door. It's me, Brad. In the video, nothing extra happened. I didn't arrive in any other sense, in case you think I'm really excited about Lou coming to the table to play some pool. Which I am, because normally it means something dreadful is going to happen, but no, nothing below the belt. And Darran there attempting some sort of double. He's not pulled it off. He's cleared Joe's awkward ball into a great position, actually, covering a pocket, which takes away some options for the other players at the table. And Gary, once again, hampered with his eye line, I should say. And he makes it, though, with a nice little swerve shot. Doesn't really do much with it. And he has left Chris a easy pot into the middle pocket. He's going to utilise that, just run down. Yeah, I was going to say, he's going to clip that blue ball either way he played it. But he has managed to roll into a position that can be pot. He does have the awkward ball that he has to deal with in a bit, though. He might be able to bounce off 2 cushions to get behind it. He's hit it a bit hard, so he's going to bounce up the table, and he's going to loop £196 to those poor doggies. And that's not Lou the dog. That is actual dogs that need some cash. They are strapped for cash. They are potentially abused, unwanted, discarded aside, and that's enough about the players at the table, as Joe makes a clearance there for 5 points, the first to get through. And as we hand back over to Lou, I'm going to talk a bit more about the strapped for cash and the needy, because we need you. This isn't about charity anymore. This is about us at Only Frames, needing you to follow, subscribe, like, comment. You know the score. You can find us on YouTube where you're watching this. We are on TikTok, Instagram. What's the other ones? We're on Facebook now. I think that's all of them. And please leave us a comment. Even give us some abuse. We love it all. It's all good for us. We like reading your inputs. Many thanks. And back over to a semi-snookered Gary. The routes there are not the best. He can go off the top cushion with a touch of left. Try and bring himself down at the right angle behind that pink. Does have the opportunity of putting it over the pocket if he pulls that off. What's he going to do here? Oh, he's going to go... I would have gone straight up the table. He's going to go up the table with a touch of right instead and bring it downwards with a bit of check. Too much on it, unfortunately. And is he going to... No, he's not going to loo ball. That was close, though. And Chris at the table. It was a foul as Gary didn't make contact. And Chris gets to put his ball behind one of his purples, and he's going to take the one into the bottom right. He's now going to, I don't know. Oh, he's seeing who is next, so he can potentially play some sneaky little snookers. He's going to put down his final ball here to secure himself 3 points on the board. For Chris there, and Lou comes to the table. And he was actually quite kind to Lou in the end. Lou needs all the help he can get, obviously, as he's given him an opportunity to put this one into the middle bag. Is it going to go, though? Oh, God, Lou! that was atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. And Lou, in his gifting ways, has left Darran an absolute sitter with this blue. Nicely done. Not really many options at the table now for Darran. Is he going to try and double this? It's risky. It nearly paid off, to be fair. And has he got away with another snooker? Darren's back at the table, and you can see it actually. He does have an eye line on it. He can't double it because the blue is in the way. He could potentially double it all the way to the top. Yeah, I was going to say the top right pocket. Doesn't quite get it off. And now we see Lou with his luscious locks rolling up to the table. And he's going to opt for probably the one into the... No, he's going to try and thin cut this. Oh, lovely. Well done, Lou. That was not a bad shot. And he managed to disrupt his black that was hampered up the top of the table. So actually a really nice shot there. Of course, Lou is already on a 10-point lead, as he is a Div 2 player. He's actually not a Div 2 player because he managed to get himself promoted. But for the sake of the tournament, they've given him 10 points, which I think is unfair for people like myself who managed to stay with the dregs at the bottom of society and also at the bottom of the league table. And Lou here looking like he's going to make a clearance. It's lovely queuing. Well done, Lou. Secured yourself 2 points there, and there's only a point left to be made. Is Darran going to be the one to secure that for himself? A well-needed point, although Darran is also now in the top leagues after securing himself a promotion. He still gets those 10 points, though, and can he make this cut? He's going to try and double, triple it. He's going to lose it. It's £197 to charity, and Gary gets to put the ball down on the cloth there as he gets a free shot, and he is going to take the 1 point remaining. And now we go into frame 2 of the final of the golden ticket. I think that's what it's called anyway. But everyone get out of the way. Steve is trying to make his way to the bar. He is the best man we all know, and likely going to pay for a whole round of drinks. Maybe put some in the taps for later, because he's that kind of guy. Steve is the best man we know. Unfortunately, he's not in this knockout tournament. He hasn't got time for our petty little league. He's got more important things going on. Some of us, though, have absolutely no social life, so we need something to get us out of the house. And we have chosen to play pool. I don't know why, because we can't do it very well, as you will have known. Oh, that was nearly a loo ball. And we see Joe coming back to the table. Joe, our current leader. Well, he's not. He should be the current leader, but because of the silly, flawed system of giving 10 points to players that have already promoted themselves into the league above, he is now in 3rd place. But can he get himself drawing with Darran after a 5 points with another run of balls? Is he going to get some sort of clearance? Ooh, he's going to put that one awkward, though. It would take a little bit of effort, but he's going to put a bit of back on this. Is he going to wrap himself back round the table? He's going to narrowly miss the blue there and sit perfectly behind that yellow. That is a lovely shot. And how's your touch, Joe? Is he going to roll it up nicely? It looks sure. It looks certain. It just about drops. It's got the legs. And Joe gets himself another 5 points, putting himself in basically 2nd place at the moment behind Lou the dog. And Chris taking ball nicely to top left. He is not apparently going to opt for the ball on the cushion. He's going to take this one with a bit of screw back, wrap himself back up. It is dead straight, so I think it should just roll straight back to him. Yep, nicely done. Don't go in that pocket. Don't hit it too hard. No, you're all right. And he's going to drop this one as well to secure himself the 3 points. That's nicely done. Chris is on 6 points. We see Gary at the table only on 1 point so far. Can he secure himself a 2-pointer here? That was a lovely double. Nice position. All he's got to do is just run through here, a bit of top. He has done so. It doesn't quite bounce off the cushion as much as he likes. Maybe a little bit of check side on there, which he would not have wanted to do. And he isn't going to finish. Oh, Darran at the table. Now, Darran does have a tied up ball, but he can knock into it from the position he is at now. He takes this one into the bottom right. He doesn't quite make the pot, but he does clear up the ball, and he does leave it awkward for the next player, who is Lou. He's back at the table with not many options. This can potentially cut past the pink, but I don't think it's an easy one. Barely goes. He's going to try it. He does make it. It's a bloody lovely shot. It's absolutely wonderful. And the double isn't on. He's telling Mark to get out of the way because there is more important things happening. And can he just get a fine slice on this one? Maybe use the pink to knock it in. He can't. And he's going to bring Gary to the table with the easiest of 2-point ceiling shots. As he puts that down nicely, Gary's on 3 points, and now Darran is going to try and take the long pot. He does have a slightly awkward blue down the bottom of the table. That looked as if it rolled away, but I always use that excuse. So we see Lou back. He's going to try and bounce this one off the far side there. Back on itself. He gets a nice contact with it, but it's too straight. He wanted to be a slightly lower on the table to knock that along the cushion. It doesn't quite pull off, and Darran is now going to try and take this one off of his blue. I don't know if that was a bit of a fluke or a perfectly planned shot. I don't really see why you would have played it like that, so I'm going to call it a fluke. And then he follows it up with that. I think it was a snooker attempt, but it was nowhere near. I don't know why you would try a snooker attempt, because Lou hasn't really got the opportunity to pot this from this position. Oh, he's going to absolutely blast it, and somehow it was rolling to go in. It didn't quite make it, and now Darran may get himself a point here as he takes this one up the cushion. Does it roll off this time? It just doesn't go in because it wasn't that great a shot. It was a bit too hard as well, and now Lou with the easiest of opportunities. Don't knock Darran's ball in. It looks like he's putting a load of top on it, which seems like a terrible, terrible idea if you're aiming for the far pocket. But no, it's okay because he didn't hit the ball full in the face, and we see the third frame starting. Current standings are Lou in the lead, 13 points. And then we've got Darran and Joe tying for second place. Chris is on 6 points and Gary on 3 points. Chris is going to try and take that one to the top. Yep, nicely done. Does he leave himself much position? Potentially not. He could maybe cut that in. Oh, it just about goes, and he has managed to free up his ball, and oh, that is absolutely disgusting how that is finished. He will not be so happy with his position here. this is I can't see any way out of that. Potentially just smash it up the table and hope to clip a draw. No, he can manage to get past the black actually. Up and down. Oh my word! It's one of the best shots we've ever seen on the channel. He's managed to slide past the yellow down the bottom of the table there. Come off the top cushion, thread a needle between those blacks to hit his ball absolutely perfectly to pot it into the bottom left corner. It was fantastic. It is the shot of the century. Chris Melling, eat your heart out. Joe didn't have the best of visits there, and now we see Lou coming back to the table. He can see his balls, which is nice. Can he do anything with them? He's going to try and take this one long into the bottom left and just knock the other black there, but that wasn't well done at all. Oh, sorry, I'm hiccuping. It's all the excitement of Chris's shot. It's giving me heartburn. Oh, God. And Darran is back at the table now. There is... How's that gone in? That was lovely. I didn't see that plant for what he managed to do there, but that was nicely done. And now he's going to try and just take this one into the middle. Screwed back a little bit. Could have done with a little bit more on it. But it's okay because this does go nicely. And he's going to drop that in to secure himself some nice points there. That is 3 points, putting him level with Lou the Dog. Darran is doing quite good. He could be seen as a dark horse for the next season to come. We will see how he gets on in his league games as we progress through the season. And Gary... not really sure what the attempt was there, but he has now left Joe quite nicely positioned actually to take the, also my voice went, the middle pocket. If he just taps it in, he can come across to the opposite middle pocket. No, he's going to sit behind the black. Maybe he was opting for this shot all along. Not really sure what is happening here. And can this yellow travel past, or is he going to place it in a very awkward position? That is nasty as Lou comes to the table next, potentially to give away a foul. Does he have the skill shot in the bag? We know he doesn't, because we've seen so many attempts of challenge videos we've done where he doesn't put them off. So maybe sensible he hasn't gone for that shot first, and he's going to give this one eventually a bit of welly, and there's some side on it, and he's managed to knock his black, and the yellow has remained firm in the jaws of the pocket there, so he hasn't pulled off the shot he wanted. It was a good attempt though. He can now take this one into the top left corner, and he takes it nicely, good and square in that pocket, and now he has this awkward black, which there's no way that is going to skill shot into the bottom right pocket from where it is. Not with our talents anyway. Maybe he plays behind it and hopes it goes into the opposite side. No, he's just going to absolutely wallop it one. Can he get some luck? Not enough legs on that, and he has given away a foul. The next player at the table gets to reposition their ball, and that is Gary. So he's going to take the slightly more awkward ball and do nothing with it. That looked like it rolled off, to be fair. Can we get an action replay, editor? No, we can't. So we just going to see Joe put this one into the middle bag and secure himself a nice 2 points. Yep, nicely done, Joe. 2 points on the board, eventually. There we go. Now, I have just gone back myself and had a look at that shot, and it does look like it swerves off. So that is unfortunate for Gary, and who's playing? Lou is at the table taking the double, triple, quadruple something attempt. It was rubbish, and we get to see Gary now make amends for what happened earlier, although it wasn't his fault, I don't think anyway. He takes a nice pot down position, is well played, as he's just going to drop this one down. You want to screw back a little bit? Yeah, nicely done. Now, does he play the double? It would be the easier of the shots. It's lovely. Well done. Get yourself that 1 point, although 1 point isn't going to get you through. They do rack up, but not enough. And Chris smashes the break up. He puts down one of Joe's there. He puts down one of his own. That is nicely done. And now we get to see him attempt to make a clearance from here. It's actually lovely how it's all set out. All he's got to do is just drop this one in, and he has a long shot into the bottom right there. It's not as long because he managed to screw back a little bit. I thought it was dead straight, and he's going to put it down, and that is a clearance straight off. 5 points. Puts himself in the lead with 16 points on the board. 16 points scored. Looking formidable in this final. And Gary at the table. That was quite nicely done. Unfortunately, it stopped a little bit close to his pink there. Just a little bit of distance on that would have made his next shot easier. Although he does have that awkward pink stuck against that side cushion, and the double is not available due to that black. It's managed to disrupt stuff, but it's not ideal. And now we get to see Darran. Oh, of course, we're going in reverse order, so it's gone back to Darran now. As he takes this one into the top right. Does he? It's not nicely cued. No, he is going to miss that by a mile. And now we see Lou at the table. There is a pot on for Lou if he can just take this one all the way down. It's a long shot, but if you just roll it in nicely, you have the options there. You could follow through and take the one to the bottom pocket, or you can just play a stun and take that middle shot. What's he going to go for? He's going to opt for nowhere near, but he has covered the pocket. It's not the worst of leaves, and Joe would be pulling some miracles off here if he managed to get the 3 points from this visit. What's he doing with this shot? Is he going to cut it in? He misses. It's not that close. It was a hard shot though, so we forgive him that. And we see Gary at the table now, potentially for 3 points, a much needed 3 points, considering he was shafted last frame with a roll off. And he's checking his options. He's walking round trying to see. I can tell you now, Gary, they don't look great, but can you make this double? That would really help out things. No, you can't. Although he might get lucky. Oh, he's fluked it. That's the type of fluke I would claim I played for. Gary obviously isn't going to stoop that low, and he's managed to just brush the blue on his way past. That is not ideal. Does the pink get reseated back on the table? It does. It's on the black spot. And we see Darran attempting a long blue. It's nowhere near, unfortunately. And now we see Lou coming back. He has some options. What's he going to do here? Is he going to try and tickle this one in? The gentlest of touches, which talking about Lou and the gentlest of touches don't normally go together in a sentence. But he is going to opt for playing with his left hand. He does manage to make the shot. He has a nice position to play this very gently. Just roll it all the way up there. Can he pull it off? How's your cueing? Go on, Lou. You got this. Oh, it just not quite close enough to that cushion. And now Joe has been given a dead straight pot into this bottom pocket. Say dead straight, it's obviously not, because he's bounced back up off the cushion to play his final ball to secure himself some pointage. And does he put it down? Well done, nicely played. And we hand over now back to Gary. Is it Gary's? Yep, it is Gary's turn. And can he get himself another 1 point? Not really much point at this stage, because he will not be going through. No matter what happens, there's not enough points in the game to put himself into the, well, to get himself the golden ticket, which is free entry to next season. Darran's going to put some absolute venom onto that shot there. Screwing back far too far, but he has still got the shot on as he tucks this one, ooh, past the cursed pocket, and for a Lou. Oh, I just really wanted to shout that. Don't even get to shout Lou ball. Miserable pull. And now Lou at the table, going to take this shot on. Lou's slowed down his cueing somewhat. It is noticeable. He does take longer to think about what he's doing. He still absolutely wallops them, but that's played off all right as he attempts some sort of double. It was obviously tricky because it was touching the pink, the bottom there, and Gary now has a relatively easy shot. It doesn't really mean anything because, as I said earlier, he can't get through. Why are we still continuing? He managed to secure himself the 2 points there for that pot, but that isn't going to really make much of a difference. And now Darran is fighting for a 1 point. This could affect the game, so it is carrying on. And he puts a nice safety down. Lou doesn't have many options. He might be able to snick it on its way past down the bottom of the table. I don't think that is really an option. It's quite close to the draw as well. Maybe off that bottom rail. No, he's going to tap the blue instead. And he's going to... Oh, I just really want to shout it. Come on. No more pounds for those dogs, Lou. Think about what you've done there. You've just taken money off of the needy. Nicely done, Darran. This is a 1 point, a well-needed 1 point to put yourself a point ahead of Lou there. That will do nicely as we go into the 5th frame. We see Joe smashing them up. That could potentially be a Lou ball. No, it's not. He managed to get away with that one. Does anything drop? I don't think anything I saw there drop. No, it hasn't. Sorry, my voice is going. Oh, God. And we see Lou chalking up. He has not many good options here at the table. How are you going to play this? Going to try and take this one into the bottom right pocket. He's hit it nice and soft, actually. It's a bit too soft. He could have potentially just left it in an awkward place over that pocket, but he hasn't put enough on it. And now Darran assesses his options. He has that nice free pocket there. He's going to put some absolute venom on it again. He keeps doing that. He keeps hitting them with so much backspin and claw all the way up the table. Probably further than he would want to most of the time. And he's going to play a hit and hope. It nearly pulls off, but it's a Lou ball! I got to shout it. We're nearly at £200 to charity with 198. That was a Lou ball on the opposite table there, I think, played by Mark. That should be another pound in the pot, but I think the editor has missed that one, and Mark has got away with sending the ball off the table. It doesn't matter if it's in a different game. He's done it again! That's the £200, surely. That is 2 in a row. Cue ball off the table on the opposite table. It is more entertaining than what we're seeing here because Chris is taking his sweet time. Just shoot something. We're getting bored. He is going to opt for this between the purple and yellow. Does it go? He's going to use his purple to try and come off, but he's played it too thick in the face and hasn't covered the pocket. So Joe is going to capitalise on that error here. As he puts that down nicely, he now has the opposite pocket to work with. And if he puts a bit of... Oh, I don't know. If he just rolls straight up the table, actually, he can get behind it. Yeah, that's not so bad. And he does have an open pocket here. Is he going to put this down? This would be 20 points. This would be a golden ticket win. And he's done it. We have a golden ticket winner with Joe securing his free entry into next season. Will he win next season? Like, follow, subscribe to find out. Thank you for watching. This has been Only Frames.